I guess in terms of the whole, I guess, journey is I found that I had a lot more questions than the average person because obviously I just wanted to know everything I needed to know, what I could expect. And I guess going into those more details in terms of what can I expect about stretch marks? What am I supposed to be feeling? What am I not supposed to be feeling? Like that sort of stuff. I was always like, is this normal? Is it not normal? Because I sort of overanalyzed everything about pregnancy. I was like, okay, I'm this many weeks. What should I be doing? What shouldn't I be doing? And then also when I got diagnosed with gestational diabetes, then it was, oh God, now I'm going to add a food issue as well. And having autism and already having issues with certain foods and textures and flavors and that sort of stuff, then having to get that restricted even more. So a lot of my favorite foods, like I was craving Kit Kat's out of the question. So then I had to find some new foods, and then obviously the whole barrier of trying new foods, and then finding that texture that works, what doesn't work, what puts your sugar up. It was just added stress. But I will say I did have some very good people that I was transferred through to that understood autism anyway. So I think just having that they'd already had some form of, I guess, exposure to autism was very helpful with them being able to provide me with information. Because instead of just giving me a pamphlet and going, here you go, off you go, they were able to sit down with me, explain everything, give me pictures, which was a lot more easier for me to understand, and just break it down a lot more. So I think just having that understanding that someone with autism might need you to sit down with them a little bit longer, explain it from A to Z, and just give details, very detailed, step by step. And I love things being visual. And I do know that a lot of autistics are the same. They love visuals because obviously a lot of the time you can't communicate properly. So having a picture that explains it that you can then go Google if you want to and find more information out about, rather than just be like, oh, it's this. And you're going, what? And then you spend the next 3 hours thinking about what the doctor said. Or you forgot completely what the doctor said because that happens a lot. I wish I recorded my doctor's appointments because I walked out of half of them and I'm like, what did the doctor say again? And then you'd be like, oh, they said this, and then you're trying to remember what they've said. And because it's so much information at once, they sort of spill it to you. Um, I didn't retain half of the conversation. And like sometimes looking back, I'm like, I wish I would have had to, take some notes or whether or not I had somebody else with me that could sort of explain it to me after. Um, I, or even if they were able to send you an email on the things they talked about. Just because not only like, yes, I might look like I'm listening, but then yes, I'm listening in that moment, but whether or not I've retained that information, um, was a gap for me because I get out of an appointment and I would think, oh, you know, okay, he talked about this and they talked about this, and then, um, oh, yeah, we need to do this. And, by the time you've got home, you've got so many things you're thinking about, that a lot of it gets jumbled.